Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back. It's a Friday evening, back at our regular time, 7 p.m. Let's go. We're back with some more FIFA 20 career mode gameplay with, of course, Grimsby Town, the mighty Grimsby Town. As you can see on screen, we've just got the Premier League table up on the screen. So at the top of the table, Man United, I think we did run through this quickly at the end of the last episode, but Man United, Man City, Arsenal and Spurs are top four at the moment. Man City and Man United really looking like the only two teams competing for the title this season. Arsenal and Spurs separated by only 2 points. Obviously, the North London rivalry. Watford surprising everyone. Then you've got Chelsea, Liverpool, and Leicester. Liverpool, I don't know. Perhaps a couple of years in the future without the likes of Salah, Mane, and Firmino, not faring too well. I mean, they still do have Van Dijk, I believe. I think they've still got quite a fairly strong team. Certainly, from what I remember coming up against them. In this our first season in the Premier League. So I don't know what's going on there with Liverpool. Then we got, like I say, Leicester, Newcastle, Southampton. There we are, Grimsby sat in 11th place. As we move down the table, you can see West Ham, Fulham and Crystal Palace occupying the bottom three. I'd like to say that we're fairly safe. Obviously, it's not a foregone conclusion at the moment because, it's the Premier League, anything could happen. But we are 20 points clear of the relegation zone, sat on 39 points. So, yeah, it's not going too bad. Our next game, I believe, is against Norwich, who are below us on the table. We beat them in the FA Cup in the last game on the last episode, or on the last live stream, rather. I keep calling them episodes. I don't know why I call them episodes. But yeah, we are going to get back straight into it. We're going to just sort out the team slightly. We've got Sanchez, Rebas, Greenwood. We switched it up a bit. Instead of playing 3-1-4-2, we're now sort of playing 3-4-1-2. So we've just moved the CDM forward to the cam, which I think will definitely benefit us, or at least I hope it will benefit us. We're going to put Linz and Davis in there as our two holding players. We've got more. We've obviously got Race on the bench as well. We're going to bring Kabak and Ampadu back into the starting lineup, and of course the goalkeeper, the number one goalkeeper, Pereira, is going to be back slotted in between the sticks for us. So still sticking with the three at the back system. I feel like it's something that is working for us at the moment. Yeah, I mean, if it does start to go a bit hectic and haywire, then obviously we can change it. But I'm liking the formation as it is at the moment. I think that's pretty decent for our bench as well. Traore doesn't quite make it. Bailey is in there ahead of him. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. First game on this live stream against Norwich in the Premier League. Let's go. Hopefully we can start things as we mean to go on. Like I say, there's only 10 games left in the season, so we might actually finish the season on this stream. Like I say, the board objectives, the only one that we really have left that is possible for us to complete is to finish mid-table, which is what we're doing at the moment. So the other one that we've got left outstanding is to reduce the player wages, or the wage budget, by 9,000, and we're not going to do that. We've signed too many players, and we've signed everyone up to decent enough contracts, so I don't think that is going to be possible for us unless we sell half of our team. But that's not something that we're looking forward to doing. We do have a couple of bids coming in. Other teams in the Premier League and across Europe are starting to look at our players, but we are trying to keep a hold of them as long as we can. The likes of Sanchez, Rebas, Lombo, Suarez, Greenwood as well. We did reject offers for them in the last episode, so again, I call it an episode. I don't know why. But yeah, here we go against Norwich, away from home at Carrow Road. Slightly changed formation, as I say. Ref, there we go. Good decision there from the referee. Take it quick. Oh, why can't we take the quick free kick there? Linz is going to go for the long shot. Ooh, gets it on target. Makes the goalkeeper make a save, which is, it's not a bad effort from about 30 yards out from the CDM there, the young holding midfield player, Carlos Linz. Like I say, I want to try and make it to the end of the season in this stream. Potentially maybe sim forward to have a look at some of the free agents that we might be able to find. Oh, unlucky Greenwood, trying to link up with his strike partner. Greenwood, I think, has got 14 goals in the Premier League this season, so he's scoring once every other game at the moment, which is decent for him. Greenwood's in. Oh, goalkeeper makes a fantastic save for Norwich. Newbull in between the sticks, no idea who that guy is, but makes a fantastic save there. Let's whip this corner in now on the far side. Greenwood, oh, Kabak. Give it up, Kabak. Sanchez, Rebas with the shot. Davis has picked it up now. Davis looking for someone who can hit the ball. Oh, Greenwood, goalkeeper. I don't think the goalkeeper had that covered. Greenwood cutting in on his right. Yeah, it was miles wide. I mean, the camera angle does it a bit of an injustice there. It wasn't ever troubling the goalkeeper. Perhaps that's why he left it and let it go past his far post there. Get the ball under control, lads. That's it. Get it back on the floor. Mason Moore with the ball. The captain as well for our team. Oh, looks Sanchez Ribas maybe trying to pick out the little 1-2 pass with Moore and Padu there. The man Mountain at the back on the right hand side of that back three, doing his job there, winning the ball back vitally so as well. Oh, Sanchez Ribas again sees Greenwood making the run. He just can't get it under control. He just can't get the ball under control and make that final pass. Let's go, Greenwood. Greenwood's looking for Sanchez Ribas. He's found him. He's through. Sanchez Ribas. There we go. Easy as you like. 1-0. What a way to start off the stream. Fantastic effort. Away from home. Sanchez Ribas. That's it, mate. Lap it up, lads. Brilliant. Again, nice little link-up play between the two strikers. Norwich City defender tries to slide in and intercept that pass. Can't get there in time. Sanchez Ribas uses his strength to beat off the final man there and gets it past the goalkeeper into the bottom left of the Norwich City goal. There we go, 1-0. 23 minutes gone. That's what I like to see, lads. That's exactly what I like to see. What a way to start this stream. Here we go. Obviously, looking. We're not gonna sit back anytime soon. We are still looking for more goals. You know, it's fantastic that both of our strikers are actually playing really well. They're gelling really well. I think there was a bit of anxious people in the crowd when we did sign Greenwood for so much money, and perhaps they didn't think it was going to go as well as it has. But it's worked out fantastically well for us. He joined us halfway through last season for, I think it must have been like 20-30 million. Ampadu again! That guy, I mean, his oh, what is that pass to Vecchi? Come on. Ampadu's like intercepting and his defensive abilities are just shining through for us here at Grimsby. Oh, Kabak there with the important block as well. Oh, Davis tries to play it over to Vecchi, but again, defender is there just in time. That's it, Davis. Get back, cover, help out your defenders. Look at that. We like that dropping back into a back five there when we are under pressure. Always appreciate all of the defensive efforts that the team give us. Sanchez Ribas. Oh, that's it though. Vecchi wins it back. Misplaced pass from the Norwich City attack. Oh, you're well offside. Why are you even going for that, Linz? Why are you even going for that? He is well offside. Absolutely no way that is onside. Yeah, I don't know why he passed it there, but you know, it comes to nothing. Norwich have the free kick just outside their penalty area, so let's see if we can get a second goal just before half time. We've got about 5 minutes left here now. Obviously we want to try and go in 2-0, as many goals as we can get. Certainly a goal just before half time. We have been known in the last couple of games that we have played to be getting those all important goals just before half time, changing the way that we approach the half time team talk. What we don't need to do though is concede. Ooh, he tries to beat Pereira at the near post. I think Pereira maybe had that covered, but it was a bit of a poor defending there from Ampadu. I have been singing his praises all game long so far, but yeah, it was just a bit careless there, not making it across to his man and letting him beat him. But there we go, there's the half-time whistle. 1-0. You can see the Grimsby Town away fans showing their appreciation for that man there, Sanchez Ribas. Two attempts, 1 goal. What a start for him in this live stream. The goalkeeper for Norwich has been good. He's been decent. He's made a good couple of saves. We haven't really particularly challenged him too well. I think we might have had, maybe 3 or 4 shots in that first half. But our goalkeeper's dealt with them when he's had to. We are obviously going to try and get quite a few more shots off on target in this second half. That's what we need to do. That's it. Let it run out. Let it run out, Kabak. Here we go, Cabral. Cabral, don't do anything stupid. That's it. Get it under control. Easy. Oh, Vecchi. Oh, look at that. Sanchez Ribas. Through ball. Played into Vecchi, the right winger. The young free agent silencing the fans over there in the corner. The Norwich City fans, heads in hands. Not happy with what they're seeing at all. Obviously, the last game at the end of the last live stream was against Norwich in the FA Cup, and we beat them. And then we played them again in the space of about 3 or 4 days in the league this time, and we are winning again. So they're not gonna enjoy playing us or seeing us coming up against them anytime soon. I think this might be our second game against them, so they don't have to worry about that for this season. But if they are still in the Premier League next season, they are definitely not going to want to play against us. Here we go, Devechi now. Devechi. Oh, Devechi, come on, ref. Ref, there we go, ref. Well done. Advantage played well there. Advantage played very well indeed. We're going to make substitution. Race is going to come on for Moore in the middle of the pitch. We got Ampadu with the free kick. Plays it short to Linz. Linz is looking for someone to play it to. Greenwood, Greenwood. Oh, Greenwood looks for the run of Cabral coming just around the corner. Defender is just there to get it away. Stop us from our attacking. Now we are doing our defensive work here against Norwich, trying to stop them. Look at that. Lombo Suarez cuts it out, and we do manage to get it away, thankfully. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Race. Race. Linz it is. Linz it is. Linz is going for it. Oh, what a rocket from Carlos Linz. What a rocket from Carlos Linz. That's it, mate. Do your somersaults. Come on. The young holding midfielder there. Gets the ball, makes a surging run forward, beats the defensive line. Takes a shot with the outside of his right boot. Look at that. Oh, goalkeeper can't react in time. Fires it into the top right corner of the Norwich City goal. His third goal this season, our third goal in this game. 3-0 away from home against Norwich in the Premier League. Surely that's all 3 points wrapped up for today. We are going to try and get as many goals as we can. You know how we do here. We're always all about getting as many goals as we can possibly get here. Cabral doing his defensive duties once more. Greenwood manages to come away with that ball there. It looked like he was going to lose it, but he does manage to pick it up. Oh my god, what a through ball that is. Sanchez, Rebas. Oh, goalkeeper makes a fantastic save. Perhaps should have been taking the chip shot there. We're going to make a substitution again. Patrick Bailey coming on for Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood's been fantastic for us today once again. Goalkeeper comes a long way out to punch that ball away. Going to try and capitalise on this. Goalkeeper potentially out of position. Oh, just outside the near post here. The left-hand side of the Norwich City goal. Just swerving away all the time there. Showing our appreciation on the touchline, of course. Look at that, 7 shots on target. They've had no shots at all. Pereira has been relatively untroubled. I think they've had a couple of shots, none on target though, so he hasn't had to make a save. But you know, he has. I think they have made a couple of shots. Oh, look at that, waiting for that hold-up play. Linz with his second. Oh, goalkeeper again makes a good save. You know, the goalkeeper, like I said earlier, has been fantastic for Norwich. If it wasn't for him, it would definitely be more than just 3-0 at the moment. Oh, we try and do a cheeky little back heel, but can't. And here comes power for Norwich on the far side. We've got Cabral tracking back once again, helping his defensive teammates get back. Look at him, he's just showing down the line. That's it, Cabral. Oh, what's going on there? Why is my controller dead? Bear with me, guys. Oh, why my controller died. There we go. I don't think this controller is dead. Controller shouldn't be dead. I mean, I do have another backup controller just in case for scenarios like that, but I'm fairly certain that this controller is charged. I haven't had a notification from Xbox telling me that my batteries are low, so I don't know why that happened. But here we go, Davis now trying to get in, join the attack. Plays it back to Sanchez, Rebas. Oh, good interception there by Angulo just at the last. Just as Sanchez Rebas was winding up to take the shot. Devechi not getting back as well as Cabral. Ampadu coming across to help. That's it. Good, good. I mean, not a great clearance, but look at that, Davis. Davis now bringing it forward. Davis plays it into Bailey. Bailey, the fresh legs off the bench. The right winger playing on the left-hand side is going to cut back in. Oh, almost. Devechi. Oh, yes, there we go. Look at that. Davis salvages it, squares it across the box to De Vecchi. What a goal that is. Fantastic. I'm fairly certain that's De Vecchi. Look at that. Oh, is that De Vecchi? Yeah, it's Christian De Vecchi. There we go. 9 goals for De Vecchi in the Premier League. Making a substitution now, Lin's the goal scorer of the 3rd goal. Coming off for Command. 4-0. Let's go away from home against Carrow. Not against Carrow Road, against Norwich at Carrow Road. 3 minutes added time minimum to be played now. The end of this game. We have been fantastic throughout this game. Cabral again getting back. Defensive work rate has been unreal from our left-sided midfielder. And there you go. There is the final whistle, full-time score. Norwich City 0, Grimsby Town FC 4. Look at that. The fans are showing their appreciation. The captain of Norwich City looking a bit dejected. A bit confused as to what's gone on there. The fans not showing their love for them there. But, you know, look at that. De Vecchi picks up 2 goals. Fantastic as well. Sanchez Ribas with 1 and Lind, of course, with the 3rd goal, or the 4th goal, should I say. But, yeah, it's been fantastic from the lads. What a game that was to start off this stream. 4-0 away from home. Against Norwich. Fantastic. That's what you love to see. And again, like I say, I'll emphasise it once more. The defensive effort from Cabral was sensational, and Padu made a good couple of interceptions as well. Hey, look, you know what? Success breeds confidence. The guy is on a good run of form. De Vecchi, you know what? The guy, again, fantastic. Norwich City is clearly not at your level. Do I have... They're not at our level. They're not at our level, man. They're obviously below us in the table, and I just don't think they've got the players to compete with us at this moment in time. Ooh. Okay, we're going to clean up everything in here, mate. Charlie Wright's going. That's not great. That's not great. I mean, one of our backup goalkeepers is leaving. Maybe we should have been rotating him in the squad a bit more than we have. We do have a good crop of young goalkeepers, though. It seems to be the best position that I am finding in the youth squad. So, yeah, we always tend to come back with decent goalkeepers. But, yeah, like I say, you can see on the screen now, round 6. I mean, we don't technically have to play this game. Technically we don't have to play this game because it is against Man City in the round of 16. Right, Charlie Wright. People are coming straight away after Charlie Wright. Who is that? Athletic Club are coming after Charlie Wright. I thought Athletic Club could only sign not Monegasque. What are they called? I don't know. I'm fairly certain that Athletic Club could only sign a certain type of player. I'm fairly certain that Charlie Wright is not that because he's English. Proposed new transfer fee. We're going to be really cheeky. We're going to try and get 20 million for him. He is our backup goalkeeper. He is still relatively young. Okay, 20 million. 20 million for Charlie Wright. I mean, that's okay, but yeah, like I say, it's obviously not ideal, but we do have a good crop of backup goalkeepers. We've got Daniele Ricci, who I think should be more than happy to sit on the bench for us this season, so I don't think we need to play this game against Man City. I don't think we are going to play this game. I think we're going to leave in our full-strength squad, however, to try and see if we can win this game that we're simming. It is away from home against Man City, so we're playing at the Etihad in the FA Cup. Come on, Grimsby. Oh, 2-1. Haller seals it. He gets 2 goals in the game. He seals it with a 69th minute penalty. Greenwood picks up a goal, but just wasn't to be this time, I'm afraid. We did make it through to the round of 16 though, which is always good. I think that was the objective for the FA Cup this season, is to make it into the round of 16. Obviously wasn't great. Bailey, you know what? I expect more from you, mate. You are a decent player, decent young right winger. I mean, it's a bit of a shame that we did find De Vecchi because he is just way too good to not be playing, especially as like an 85, 86 rated right winger. We can't really justify not playing him. We are going to rotate the team though in this game in the Premier League. We're going to rotate and sim. We're still in 11th, joint on points with Bournemouth, only 1 point behind Southampton, and then 8 points back from Newcastle, and you know, Leicester 1 point further ahead of Newcastle as well. So solidly in the mid-table at the moment. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we play Man City back to back. Jesus. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we've got quite a few players on international duty as well. I don't know if that will affect us because obviously there is international breaks, but we're going to rotate the team. We're going to give some of our, non-starters a bit of a run out. We do want everyone to be happy with us. We don't want to show any bias towards any players. We're going to put what's his face? We're going to put Traore out on the left. However, we are going to stick Vogel and Clifton in the middle of the pitch. Why the hell not? Let's give Marcus D'Oliveira, Evans, and of course our young left back who is coming through as well, wherever he is. He's probably on the bench. There he is. Lopez Galache can get a game. And you know what? We are going to stick right in between the sticks. I know he's not going to be playing for us next season, but he's still an integral member of the team. So there we go. We're going to sim this game against Man City in the Premier League. We did lose against them away from home in the FA Cup. Hopefully our fortunes can turn with a bit of luck. 1-0. I mean, it's only one, but it's against Man City. We're never really. We can't really expect anything from that game. I mean, Man City are fighting Man United for the title this season, so I wasn't really expecting anything less than a loss there. Or anything more than a loss, really. Keeping up the training on some of our youngsters still. Harrison and Bailey sort of peaking out at the moment. Not really progressing as we would have hoped that they would be, but like I say, they're still relatively young. We've got a job offer for the Poland international job. We're not going to go for that. Like I have said before, we're only going to be accepting the England job offer. Mate, don't give up. Don't give up, Lopez Galache. Hey, mate, I'm proud of you, dude, as well. I'm very proud of everyone in the team. Very, very much so. That loss, however, keeps us on 42 points. Everyone else has got a game in hand, apart from Southampton, so they're only still 1 point ahead of us, which is good for us. Coming up to an international break. Youth player wants out Sean Robinson. Who is Sean Robinson? Let's have a look at our youth squad. Can't quite remember who this Sean Robinson fella is. Sean Robinson, CDM. We're going to release you, mate. We haven't actually looked through our youth squad. Let's see if there's anyone else that we can get rid of. I mean, I think I signed you on accident, mate. I'm sorry about that. Lewis Green, you're not quite good enough as well. Neither are you. We are looking for the high potential players. So, yeah, Dario Verdejo. Unfortunately, you're not for me, mate. Pedro Ramirez, I'll keep you in there for now, mate. Oh, I will keep you in there. Yeah. International break, as I say. So, we're going to sim forward a bit more. Make it over to the Sunday. Do some more training for our young players. We've got Harrison, Marcus D'Oliveira, and Ofaya both, or all three of them, increasing. Harrison up to 81, a very, very good backup striker to have in our squad. I think what we need to do at the start of next season is try to tie players down to contracts, but I probably am going to do that off of the live stream just because I don't want to spend too much time trying to renew contracts on stream. Dylan Wilson. That's alright. I mean, a right back who's 60 to 74, 83 to 94. Yeah, cool. Sean Murphy, unlucky, mate. You don't make it quite through this time. Jay Morgan, neither do you. I'm sorry about that, mate. Owen Hughes. Charles White. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Sam Rose, I'm sorry. Lewis Green, you're not good enough. Neither are you. 38 to 52. That's just too low for what I'm looking for. Connor Jackson could come in at like a 50 rated. Is it really worth it? Probably not. Liam Hughes again the same. And Cameron Cook, I'm sorry mate, you're just not good enough this time. So there we go, there's the final scout from England. Let's have a look at this scout now from Brazil. Kleber Menezes, no, what are you even doing in there? Same as you, 40 to 54 is not good enough. 47 to 63, no. And another goalkeeper that we don't need. And the final youth scouting report from Spain. Yeah, these guys aren't doing too well. I mean, that could be okay. You're not. Neither are you. Another goalkeeper I don't need. Same as you. You two. I'll get rid of you. And then this guy, 53 to 71, could be okay. And then 72 to 74, he could be decent. Let's sign him up. We're going to sim forward. We've got a game against Brighton. We are going to sim this one. I know we've simmed a couple of games already, but we are going to sim this one. We're going to put in our first team. We're going to attend the press conference, of course, first. Try to get the player morale back up and boosted.
Okay, thanks, guys. We're going to start with the questions now.
You know what? We will handle the pressure. We're nowhere near the bottom of the table. I don't know what kind of question that is. You know what? We will see. We will see. I mean, no game is easy in the Premier League, but we will see. How will we approach the upcoming match? You know what? We do not underestimate Brighton. Like I say, all of the teams in the Premier League have made it there. You know, not by luck. They're all good teams, so we're not going to take Brighton lightly. We've got a message from Greenwood who's a bit worried because he thinks he's not going to play. But mate, you're definitely going to play. 100% you're going to play. There's absolutely no doubt about the fact that you are going to be playing for us in this game. Although we are going to be simming it, of course. Swap up the team slightly. We're going to put... Oh, Sanchez Ribas is up to 88. The guy is a beast. The guy is an absolute machine. Bailey's up to 82 as well. Wow. I mean, the team is doing bits at the moment. They are fantastic. We're going to slot Race in there. Lombo Suarez. I think Lombo Suarez is already up to 86. Can't quite remember. I think we're going to leave Charlie right in between. Oh, no, actually... Pereira's morale is a bit down. We're going to leave Harrison on the pitch though, just to give him a bit more game time. You know, he did go up to 81 rated, so I feel like that warrants him to play a bit more. Certainly going to be playing this game that we sim. Not sure where Brighton are in the league. I think they might be below us. Look at that, they've lost 3 on the bounce. Come on, can they lose a 4th? There we go, look at that, 3-0, keeping a clean sheet as well. Harrison, look at that. There we go, Harrison picking up the goal in the first half. Linz on the stroke of half-time, or maybe just after half-time, I'm not too sure. But he picks up a goal on Vecchi in the 69th minute to make it 3-0. Fantastic game at Blundell Park. Still in the 11th place. We have jumped ahead of Southampton, but Bournemouth have been on a good run. We do have a game in hand, though, which is always good. But, yeah, it's been good so far. Coming up to the end of the season, of course, the first season in the Premier League. Aiming to finish mid-table. It's been okay. It's been okay. Yo, Book is in the chat. How's it going, dude? I hope you've had a good Friday. Fantastic indeed. I have had a brilliant Friday. Finished work early on a Friday. Got a brilliant weekend planned ahead of me as well. So I don't know if I'm going to be streaming too much over the weekend, but definitely going to have a good time myself. So. Clifton, we'll get to it soon enough, man. Dude, Clifton, you're probably not going to be. I'm not going to be signing you to a new contract. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. There are just way too many better players than you. Grimsby Town Fish, yeah, of course, mate. 100%. The Vecchi's up to 87. Sanchez Ribas is 8. I'm sorry. That's just filthy. That is just absolute pure filth from our team. I mean, that is ridiculous. I'm going to put Ricky in between the sticks. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? You know what? We're going to give the Vecchi a bit of a rest and put Bailey in there. He's definitely earned it with the way that he has been, you know, performing in training. So, mate, top weekend, mate. Mate, tomorrow's going to be mad. And then Sunday is also going to be fucking mad. Actually, we're going to play this game as well. We're going to play this game. We haven't played a game in a while. Mate, Sunday is going to be crazy. Or tomorrow's going to be crazy. Sunday's going to be like us down the pub watching the Liverpool United game and still recovering. But the way that I see it is if you don't stop drinking, you can never be hungover. So, you know. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow I'm going to be... Mate, have I told you what I'm doing tomorrow? I mean, apart from obviously in the evening. Like, have I told you what's going on tomorrow? Why I'm going to be a bit fucked before I even come and see you? Like, yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting day. It's going to be an interesting game as well.
Welcome to Newcastle, to the city centre stadium.
But yeah, yeah, mate. Tomorrow for me is going to be mad. I'm basically getting on it from about 11 AM or half 10 maybe. Definitely would not advise. But yeah, I'm going to be getting on it. definitely going to be getting on it tomorrow. It's going to be mad. I'm going to be so pissed by the time that I see you, mate. I'm just going to be absolutely out of my head. Well, that's what I hope at least. And I mean, depending on results tomorrow, I might just get absolutely even more wasted. And I mean, I got paid today as well, which is a bit dangerous. I can't. Oh, what a through ball that is from Sanchez. Rebus to Greenwood. Greenwood. Oh, easy as you like. Absolutely sensational. A defence splitting pass from his strike partner, Sanchez Rebus. Silencing the fans there at St James's Park, the Sports Direct Arena. Whatever you want to call it. I mean, I always call it the Sports Direct Arena because it always annoys every single Newcastle fan, but there we go. 1-0 Mason Greenwood. Look at that, 15 goals in the Premier League this season. His first season for us in the Premier League, obviously. He was at Man United before. We signed him up midway through last season in the Championship, and he certainly helped us just get hammered, pal, mate. Mate, so tomorrow I'm meeting a couple of guys from work. Nah, mate, this is even before the Samrat. I'm meeting a few guys from work in the Spoons in Shepherd's Bush at 10 because we are going down to watch the QPR versus Leeds game because one of the guys from work supports Leeds and he's been asking me about it all the time. And so I decided to get some tickets for that game. We're going to go down there and watch it, have a Spoons breakfast, start getting on it at about like 11, half 10, 11. One of my mates is bringing along a bottle of Buckfast as well, which we're going to split 3 ways before the game. So that is going to give us not only a lot of caffeine, but that shit is like 12.5% alcohol. It's going to be an absolute madness. Then we're going to probably go to a pub for a couple afterwards until maybe like 4 o'clock. And then I'm probably just going to head straight somewhere. Like, I don't know. I'll probably just end up in Ealing. I'll probably just end up like messaging you being like, yo, what are you doing? Do you want to go somewhere before Samrat? So yeah, it's gonna be, mate, tomorrow's gonna be mad. Sunday's gonna be okay. Like, Sunday's gonna be a recovery day for me. I don't want to go too mad tomorrow. That's the thing. I don't want to go too mad. Bailey. Oh, unlucky Bailey. Yeah, mate, tomorrow's gonna be absolute mayhem. I don't want to go too hard, but you know, when you're with people from like work who earn more money than you do, it's always a dangerous game to be playing, to be fair. Here we go. That's it. Play it back. Don't panic. Ampadu's there. Cool as you like at the back. Greenwood turns his man, slips him. Ref. Oh, Greenwood unlucky. Unlucky. Pure shots, mate. I'm not doing shots post Samrat. I'm dreading when Samrat comes out the other side. I don't want to see Samrat come out the side that it goes into when I'm scared of what it's going to do when it comes out the other side. Pitsanger Lane is a decent place, can grab a few beforehand. Yeah, can do. Oh my god, what is that celebration? I thought my game froze for a minute there. I thought my game froze. Oh my word. Oh, goalkeeper. Yeah, just gets fingertips on it, but just too much power. Mate, I mean, yeah, we can do. Like, I don't know. I mean, the game will probably finish around about like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Depending. I mean, I guess it's a win-win. Because if we lose, I drink to drown my sorrows. And if we win, I drink to celebrate. And drink to rub it into my mate's face. But I feel like the game tomorrow can go either one of 2 ways. It can either be a 0-0 boring draw, or it'll be like 6-6 or something ridiculous like that. 7-7, as you would say. I mean, if it is 7-7, I will literally like buy your drinks for the entire evening. But I don't think it's going to be 7-7. I mean, I'd love it to be. It would be a fantastic like spectators game to watch. You know, I'd love to go and see a game that ends 7-7. But I feel like we're going to lose. Just because. I mean, I know we're playing at home. But it's against Leeds, and oh my god, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Charlie, right? Is that no? It's Daniele Ricci in between the 6 for us today. Good save to turn it around the far post there. Brilliant. Mason. Oh, Mason dispossessed, wins it back though. Fantastic effort from the club captain. Oh, unlucky though. Unlucky. 2 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half. Newcastle, I mean, we've been pretty much untroubled apart from that one shot they had a few minutes ago. There we go, half time, 2-0. Look at that, the away fans up in the heavens really here at St James's Park. But they're still showing their love and appreciation for what they have seen down on the pitch today. There we go, 2-0. Greenwood and Sanchez Ribas, both our strikers scoring goals. Patrick Bailey now on this near side as we kick off here in the second half. On Tyneside, here we go. Greenwood. Oh, out-muscled by whoever that defender was for Newcastle. Unlucky there, mate. Unlucky. Oh my god, how's he got so much space there? Cabral, track back. Track back, Cabral. Oh, unlucky. You're letting him cut inside. Ampadu, go. Ampadu, go. He's going away from goal. That's always good. Oh, that's easy. That's easy for Ricky. Easy for Ricky to pick up there. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably end up leaving around about 4-ish or so from Shepherd's Bush. So yeah, I'll let you know if I'm not too like hammered already. I'll let you know. Like I'll try and message you and stuff. But I'm probably going to be way too hammered for that. Like it's not going to be a good situation for me. I don't think. I mean, I'm going to enjoy the game as much as I can, but I feel like the more that I drink, the more that I'm going to be going to go to the toilet. I'm hoping the seats that I've got are on an aisle. I know that they're close to an aisle, but I don't know if it's like, I don't know if the seats are up against, it's up against one side, but I don't know if it's a side with an aisle or if it's a side where you can't walk, you know? That's my only concern. I'm hoping that it's near an aisle so that, you know, getting to and from the toilet is quickly. Quickly doesn't make sense. Is quick, because otherwise I'm gonna miss half the game tomorrow, basically. Oh, good save then again from Dubois. Was that Dubois, Dubravka? I don't know who is in between the six for Newcastle, but making a substitution. Here we go. Whip it in. Oh, Ampadu's there to pick it up.
It's a challenge for the attacking team here against the mass defence. They'll have plenty of the ball, but they've got to try and break it down.
Sanchez Ribas. Oh my gosh, comes off of the intersection between the crossbar and the post, it looked like. Here we go, Bailey. Oh, unlucky Bailey just runs into trouble there, but their long ball forward finds the feet of Lombo Suarez. Lombo Suarez hasn't really been called into action today. You can see his stamina bar shows that he's not really ran a lot. Oh my god. Oh, what was that? Why was that back heel? If that back heel was through to Greenwood, what a setup that would have been. What a goal that would have been. Surely we would have scored from that. Still 2-0. Done the damage in the first half, really. Ampadu, goalkeeper Daniel Ricky is there. Fantastic. Waiting for the strikers from Newcastle to just calm it down a little bit. Ampadu plays it forward into the feet of Edson Race. Playing 3-4-1-2 at the moment. Sanchez Ribas. Cutting back inside. Greenwood. Oh, unlucky Greenwood. Mason Moore though. Cabral again doing his defensive duties, holding up the Newcastle attack there. They go for a long ball job again. Ampadu is there to sweep it out with his head. Look at that fantastic defending there. Here we go now. Race, fresh off the bench. Oh, finds Cabral. Nice little touch around the corner from Sanchez Ribas. Looking for the cross. Far post. Head it back across goal. Oh, I just can't get there. Just can't get there. Davis track back. Paul Dummett there. Paul Dummett still at Newcastle. Only a couple of minutes left now in the second half. This game feels like it's gone on forever, man. This game feels like it's gone on for an age. I mean, I'm not complaining about it, but it just feels like it's gone on for a long time.
Well, Newcastle United go up against Liverpool, and this is how they love to play on the break.
Ref! Oh, I thought that was definitely close there. Definitely close. Where's the VAR on that? Ampadu again with another solid header. Sanchez Ribas. Greenwood.
Goes for goal.
Oh, clips the outside of the post.
The outside of the post.
Oh, to make almost making it 3-0 there, getting his second of the day, but Woodman between the sticks for Newcastle, certainly relieved to see that touch off the outside of the crossbar. Here we go. Where's the referee going to blow up now? There we go. There's a full time whistle. 2-0 away from home. Fantastic. You can hear all the Newcastle supporters absolutely distraught with that result, but as I say, the away fans travelling in their numbers up to Newcastle. Maybe not as much of a long journey, to be fair, considering where Grimsby is, but yeah, still good effort from all the supporters that made the decision to travel up north, or further north, should I say. Here we go, post-match interview. Hey, look, you know what? We always prepare for the worst. Newcastle are not an easy team to come and play against, especially away from home. I don't think anyone should ever doubt us. You know what? We definitely deserve that result. No doubt about it. We definitely deserve that result. Gonna whack on some training. Sim forward a couple of games in the Premier League. See how we do in those sim games as well. Obviously, as I say, approaching the end of the season now. Probably going to end this season just around about the hour mark and maybe do some scouting towards the start of next season. Enter the transfer window, see what you guys want to, what players you guys want me to sign. Coming up against Southampton, this is a crucial game against a team who are just 2 points behind us now in the Premier League. So we win this, it's going to be, it's going to propel us further up the table. Hopefully, we've been stuck in 11th place for quite some time. We are going to keep the same team in there. I think maybe make a few changes. Get the Vecchi on the pitch. Maybe give Race a start, and then put Harrison ahead of Greenwood, and Coman can come into the left-hand side, and Pereira can go in between the sticks for us. We're going to drop right down to the reserves for Daniel Uriki. We might, you know what? We might even give Marquez de Oliveira a bit of a game, just because we know what he can do. He's a good young centre back. So we'll rotate the squad ever so slightly, still keeping a fairly strong lineup. The three players in the middle of the pitch are fairly decent for us. So playing 5-3-2, but that doesn't stop us. 5 at the back cannot stop the Grimsby Town attack. Harrison once again tells me that he wants to play some more games. I give him a game and he scores straight away, or almost straight away, inside 10 minutes, and Race picks up the second goal in the second half, just after the hour mark. So fantastic. As I say, it was a crucial game. We do propel ourselves further up the table. We are now 5 points clear of Southampton, who we just beat, and we are 1 point clear of Bournemouth with a game in hand on them. We do have Arsenal coming up next in the Premier League, so it's going to be I think it will be one that we sim. I think we sim this one against Arsenal, and we probably play the next one, and then I think we sim to the end of the season and play the game at the end of the season as well. So this will be 34 games played. Sim this one, play the next one, and then sim a couple and play the final game of the season. That's probably how we're going to do it. Not sure how that's going to take us in terms of timing on this video, but like I say, I always try to aim for around the hour and a half mark, so we are still well under that at the moment. I think Kabak's going to be implemented in there. We'll give Rogel a bit of a game. Seems like it's going to be okay. I think Pereira deserves to stay in between the sticks. Maybe we'll give Bailey a bit of a run out as well. I mean, I have been sort of semi-neglecting Adama Traore at the moment, but I mean, we know he's a good player, but he's just the other players in our team are just better, and he is getting on a bit. We did sign him up, and I completely forgot about him. Oh my gosh, that is not good. That is not good. 3-0 away from home. I mean, they brought on Lukaku, who I can only believe is Romelu Lukaku. For Patrick Cutrone, and he scored off the bench Torreira and Diego Dallo as well, picking up the goals for Arsenal. So a 3-0 win, 3-0 loss away from home against Arsenal is never easy to take. Obviously, that we had a game in hand over the Bournemouth, who were on 50 points, so we're still 1 point ahead of them. Yeah, it wasn't a great result for us, but as I say, coming up to the end of the season, games coming thick and fast with all of these double games and teams being in European competitions, games being postponed, and potentially having to play us, and us having to play games twice during the season, or twice in a week, should I say. We have fallen back behind Bournemouth, but they have just played, and I guess they've won and picked up 3 points against Newcastle, I'd assume, or any other team that is on 35 games played. This game, coming up against not Newcastle, oh, I've got Newcastle in my mind. Liverpool. We're playing against Liverpool. Let's have a quick check of the Youth Academy. Let's see how everyone's doing. You're okay, 59, 55. Joel Cooper could be alright, 84 to 90, 61. These guys are alright, 64, 61. Alright, you're not that great. Victor Jimenez could be okay. Could be okay. We got a good few young players in that youth academy at the moment. As I say, guys, this game against Liverpool, we're gonna play it. We're gonna try and get the first team back on the pitch. Look at that. I mean, Sanchez Ribas 88 rated, De Vecchi 87, Greenwood 84, Cabral 85. The team, oh my word, this team is just, I'm in love with it. I swear, I'm absolutely in love with it. Pereira is up to 82 as well. I think we're gonna put Ricky in between the sticks for this game. I know it's a big game against Liverpool, but I have faith in him. I have faith in him to do well. It's been we've done decently this season. I think we sort of met, the bare minimum that the club wants us to achieve. So we'll play this game, then we'll sim 2, and then we'll play the last game. That's how we're going to do it. Not sure, as I say, how that's going to bring us in terms of timing. We'll sim forward to the end of the season. Maybe if we get the time, we are going to obviously check the free agent list, because you guys know just how sensational that can be for us and how insane we can find decent players for absolutely nothing, like De Vecchi, who we picked up for nothing. He's now worth like 100 million or something. Look at that. I mean, 91 finishing, 87 shot power, 87 attack position. The only thing that he's not good at is defending, and I mean, I wouldn't expect that from a right winger, to be fair. So I'm not going to complain about that too much. Obviously, it's against Liverpool, but we are playing at home, so we do have the home crowd advantage in this one, and we are kicking off first here at Blundell Park from left to right. Here we go. Playing 3-4-1-2 formation, so maybe I might actually try and play this formation on my football manager save as well. Oh, tries to play the ball through. I don't know why he played it forward to Greenwood when Sanchez Ribas was arguably the better option there. Oh my gosh, Ampadu. They've got Hazard. Is that can't be Eden Hazard, is it? Eden Hazard wouldn't go to Liverpool, would he? They got Mendy as well. This is a new look Liverpool outfit. Oh, Ricky. Smart save down to his left-hand side. You see Ampadu. Ampadu is free there. That's it. Good distribution from Daniele Ricky. Oh, Greenwood, the through ball to Sanchez Ribas. Oh. Oh my God, how has that come off the post and out? Jesus. Oh, Sanchez Ribas had the opportunity saved by the goalkeeper, and then I couldn't quite see who that was with the follow-up. I think it might have been Mason Moore, the captain, there with the follow-up, just deflecting off the outside of the post. It wasn't great. We lose the ball there, but they give it back away cheaply. Here we go. There we go, De Vecchi.
It's about decision here. Which player is he going to pass it to?
There we go, Cabral. Cabral's there. Oh, we sneak it in at the near post on Cabral's weaker right foot. I am surprised that he managed to sneak it in there at the near post. Goalkeeper perhaps expecting him to hit that across the goal with his left foot. But look at that, he takes a touch, gets it onto his unfavoured right foot. Goalkeeper should be doing better there. Shouldn't be being beaten at his near post like that. Can't react in time. I don't know if he gets a touch on it and pushes it onto the post, but Jurgen Klopp there looking a bit disgruntled on the sideline. Cabral picks up his second goal this season, our first one in this game against Liverpool.
So the first goal, it's 1-0.
It's good. It's a good start. Wasn't perhaps the most beautiful goal that we have scored in this season, but I'll take it. A goal is a goal. So Ampadu, stay on him, stay on him. Oh my word, the dispossession from Ampadu, absolute disrespect against what I can only assume is his former teammate in Eden Hazard. De Vecchi, cutting back inside, plays it to Greenwood. Oh, Greenwood was waiting for Cabral to make his run again. Cabral getting forwards from that left-hand side of the pitch, that far side. Suso for Liverpool now. TAA still playing for Liverpool about 7 years in the future, which I guess makes sense. You know, he's still only relatively young, so he's probably in his prime, arguably, at the moment in FIFA. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that he's still there. He is a Liverpool boy through and through. Here we go, Greenwood. Mason Moore picks it up. Oh, you timed it a bit. Oh, I thought he might have just timed it, but yeah, he did just run ahead. The ball was there. Look at that. He had acres of space. It's just Mason Moore was getting hassled by the man in the middle of the pitch there. Couldn't get the ball away in time to keep Sanchez Ribas on side. Sanchez Ribas tried to hold his run as much as he could, but just couldn't. Just couldn't. You know, that's all it was. I mean, like I say, the midfield player for Liverpool held up Mason Moore fairly well. De Vecchi trying to get back and defend. Like I say, his defensive efforts are nowhere near that of Cabral. Cabral likes to be getting back and helping out his defenders a lot more. Oh, look at that, Cabral. Having said that, Cabral is over on that far side now. Holds up the ball beautifully well. Waiting for support now. There we go. Sanchez Ribas. Hit that first time. Oh, Greenwood's there. Greenwood. Oh, goalkeeper makes a save. Goalkeeper makes a fantastic save there. We're going to float it into this guy at the edge of the box. Something straight from the training ground. Kabak. Lombo Suarez is still up the pitch. Greenwood tries to get past Van Dijk. I mean, Van Dijk has never been dribbled past, as you guys know, so it's a bit unlikely that he was going to get dribbled past there by our attacking player, Greenwood there. So hopeful, but, you know, oh, you see that? Cabral's there. Oh, what a goal that is! Greenwood, I don't know if that was Greenwood with the header there, but he'll certainly try and claim the assist for that goal. It looks like that's Mason Moore, the captain. Look at this, Cabral over the top. Just trying to see who is it. Oh, no, it looks like it's Mendy at the back for Liverpool, who just tries to head it clear. Heads it straight to Mason Moore. Hits it with the outside of his left boot. Captain versus captain, Van Dijk against Mason Moore. Just doesn't track his run. What a goal that is. Mason Moore. He's got his face. That's really his first goal in the Premier League. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, he has been bossing the games for us in the centre of the park. I was fairly certain he had scored more than just that one, but you know what? He'll take it. His first goal in the Premier League as the Grimsby Town captain. I'll take it in our first season in the Premier League as well. You know, normally players wait for a long time, or certainly a lot of players will wait for a long time before they even get a chance at scoring their first Premier League goal. So to get it in your first season at a very young age as well is always good. Home fans around the ground showing their appreciation. 2-0 lead against Liverpool at home. Fantastic effort from all the lads involved. We are obviously still trying to go for more goals, and we are going to be keeping an eye on keeping that clean sheet as well, because you know it's all important that, you know, it's good that we can do everything great going forward, but if we can't keep clean sheets on a regular basis, then you know our defence really has to. You know, the media can start asking questions about our defence and our defensive work rate, and maybe we're not there. Oh, Ricky, straight at him. Thank God. Distribution out to Ampadu on that right-hand side of the back three. Plays it forward to De Vecchi. De Vecchi looks for the run of Greenwood. Greenwood waiting for the support. Look at that. You see Cabral in acres of space on this near side. Cabral coming back inside. Plays it forward to Sanchez Ribas. Lays it off to Moore. Oh, Moore! He's waited forever to score his first goal, and just like London buses, you wait so long for one and then two come at once. There we go. 2 goals for the young lad, the Grimsby Town captain, Mason Moore. In off the post. Look at that. Sanchez Ribas holds it up, lays it off on a plate to his captain. Oh, what a goal that is from Mason Moore. With his right foot this time, just needs to get one with his head, and it will have the perfect hat-trick. 3-0. Fantastic. What a goal that is. Ian Holloway, legend, man. Mate, Ian Holloway is a legend. I mean, I'm not a Grimsby Town fan, but I do have links with Ian Holloway, just because I'm a QPR supporter and he obviously used to manage us as well. So, yeah, I mean, I hope that Grimsby do well. I think they've got Exeter, playing against Exeter tomorrow at home. I mean, Ian Holloway, I saw that he was like at a primary school somewhere, a COV primary school in Grimsby, and I think he gave tickets out to all of the pupils at that school, which I think is a really nice gesture. Yeah, I do like Ian Holloway. I liked him when he was back at Blackpool, when Blackpool win the Premier League as well. I go back and watch some of his like interviews that he does in the Premier League with some of the with you know, when Blackpool don't win and when they do win and all of that stuff. It's funny. It's funny. Ian Holloway's post-match interviews are always funny with his Bristolian accent as well. So yeah, he's always a great laugh, and I think he'll do well for Grimsby. I mean, he's unbeaten so far. Obviously, he's only been in charge one game or 1 or 2 games, but he is unbeaten so far. And yeah, I think tomorrow he is playing, or he is managing them in their first home game under him. So, oh my God, Moore is through. Moore is through for the hat-trick. Moore is through. Please, no! Oh, Mason Moore, what is going on? What is going on with Mason Moore? He saw his name up in lights, you know. He saw his name up in lights for sure. Oh, the pressure maybe just got to him. I mean, it's fantastic that he's got 2 goals in this game. The hat-trick would have been fantastic. But it just wasn't to be that time. Let's see if we can find another opportunity to hopefully get him through on goal, to at least have an attempt at securing his hat-trick. Here we go, that's it. Greenwood hold it up. Greenwood layers it off to Davis. Davis doesn't see the man coming. Ampadu, go across, Ampadu. Away, Lombo. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, Eden Hazard. There's no stopping that. No stopping that, Eden Hazard at Liverpool. I mean, I don't know why he's at Liverpool. Don't know why he's at Liverpool, but Mason Moore's coming off the pitch. Yeah, we're just trying to rotate the squad a bit. Edson Race, give him a bit more game time. Like I say, Mason Moore picked up 2 goals in this game. His first 2 goals in the Premier League for Grimsby Town. Yeah, it's a fantastic performance. A captain's performance, some would say. Oh, De Vecchi's out on that far side. Here we go. De Vecchi, look at the supporting players coming towards you. Edson Race plays it around the corner to Greenwood. Oh, Van Dijk's just been dribbled past, guys. Oh, Van Dijk, what's going on? You've been dribbled past, mate. Come on, dude. What's going on? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But my best mate knows that I hate that stat. I just absolutely hate that stat. Like the fact that I know, you know, everyone was saying last season, oh yeah, he's never been dribbled past. Yeah, because he runs away from defenders. If you run away from the attackers, then obviously you're never going to be dribbled past. That's why I hate that stat. He sends other players to put pressure on the attacking players for the opposition team, and so claims that he's never been dribbled past. But again, you know, it's like if I don't ever own a football, or it's just stupid stuff like that. It's like I'm trying to think of a good analogy for it, but I can't right now. But it's like, if you've never been to the gym, then you know you can't say you can just claim, oh yeah, no man, I've never lifted weights before. I've never done, like, it's just absolutely stupid stat. Anyway, I digress. It's 3-1 final score. That would be my sort of little moan for Friday. Get it out of my system. Pretty even game, to be fair, in terms of shots and everything, but we just had more on target, and we were more clinical in front of goal. Jurgen Klopp couldn't handle us. Our tactical setup was fantastic, mate. Mason Moore, an impressive performance from the captain today. Hey, look, I mean, we knew it would be a challenge, but we lived up to it. We lived up to our expectations. The fans really helped us over the line in that game, for sure. The atmosphere was sensational at Blundell Park. So we are up into 10th place again, only 2 points behind Bournemouth, who occupy 9th. So we are certainly aiming, or going to be aiming, to try and take that 9th spot away from them. Going to get through some of the training sessions, and then, like I say, sim forward to the final game of the season. And that final game we are, of course, going to be playing. I'm not sure who it's going to be against, but like I say, we've got 2 more games to sim, and then it's the final game of the season. I don't know who we're playing against. Coming up against Chelsea in the next one, though. Ooh, that's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a tough game. Harry Clifton complaining at me about something because I haven't increased his wages potentially. Mate, you're not going to be here at the end of the season, dude. I mean, You should focus on your football. I don't know why I'm getting angry with him. He hasn't done anything wrong. But yeah, he's not going to be signing a new contract at the end of the season. He's only 67 rated and he's just not good enough. You know what? Can Grimsby Town score? I hope we can. You know, we've been on a good run of form. Is your previous win going to affect your opponent's morale? I mean, we performed admirably against Chelsea earlier on in the season and against Liverpool in last season. You know, you'll see what we're made of. I don't know why these guys are questioning our stability when, you know, we are solid in there in 10th position at the moment. We will rotate the squad ever so slightly. Sanchez Ribas perhaps deserves a bit of a break. You know what? We're going to give Ndilu a run out. The forgotten striker here at Grimsby Town. We are going to put Rogel in the middle of the pitch. Bailey over, or maybe actually Adama Traore. We'll give Adama Traore a bit of a run out. We'll put Race on as well. Marquez de Oliveira. Not Lombo Suarez, sorry. Where is he? Where is the left back? Where's Lopez Galache? There he is. I think we'll put Pereira in between the sticks. And then we'll put Evans on the right hand side. There we go. There we go. That's the team setup for this game. Simming it against Chelsea in 10th place at the moment. I'm not expecting anything. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Beaten Roma twice in the European competition. And they, of course, beat us 2-0. Ollie McBurney, is that playing for Chelsea? Ooh, and Domenico Berardi. They got Kai Havertz, Pasalic, Odriozola, Clark, Salter. Is that Max Aarons at the back as well? Maybe it is. Hudson-Odoi still there as well. Oh well, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything from that game against Chelsea. We are still in 10th. Like I say, we are, I mean, we're 5 points behind Bournemouth now. So that 9th place spot is looking ever more unlikely for us to achieve it. Oh, Clifton. We'll get to it. I'm sorry, mate. Whatever. I don't, like, no offense, mate. I'm sure you're a great guy in real life, but you're not doing it for me this season. You're not doing it for me this season. I mean, I'm also thinking about starting a new career mode with a different team. Maybe not in England. Maybe in England with a different team. Maybe abroad somewhere. Let me know what you guys think. What team you guys want to see me potentially start playing with as well on some of these streams. Like I say, I'd always like to manage in like maybe a second tier division somewhere else. Maybe even in like in the MLS. I think the MLS would be an interesting one to manage in. Obviously, only one league there, but it's a bit of a weird setup, and obviously the way that their scheduling is always a bit weird. Lombo Suarez, I'll give you a chance. Mate, you guys are gonna play. You guys are gonna play. I'm gonna rotate the first team back in for this one. For sure, I'm gonna rotate the first team back in. Maybe give Harrison a game. Harrison always seems to score whenever he plays for us. We're gonna give Moore a game as well. Davis, Bailey can go out on the right, and Cabral reinstated back in on the left-hand side. Kabak, Lombo Suarez. I think we'll give Marcos de Oliveira one more game. We're going to play Charlie Wright in between the sticks as well. In potentially what might be his final game for us. Obviously, we're selling him for 20 million at the start of next season, so... Fulham haven't won in the last 3 games. Come on, Grimsby. There we go. 2-0. Sanchez Ribas shows me why he deserves to be playing. I mean, why wouldn't he deserve to be playing? He is, after all, our best player. 88 rated striker. So there we are. We're solidly in 10th place. We still feasibly could beat Bournemouth to a 9th spot. But I think that 10th place is fairly secure for us. I am assuming that our goal difference is a lot better than Newcastle's, who are 3 points behind us. So, yeah, I mean, all we need to do really is just win. We are going to play it. It's our final game of our first season here in the Premier League, in charge of Grimsby Town. Going to make a few changes to the team. China want me to manage them. China. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to manage you, China. I might get impeached if I do that. And that's not something that I'm after right now. So, coming up against Crystal Palace. Final game, and it's the final home game of the season as well. Harry Davis. Oh, mate. Oh, this guy, mate. Oh, Harry Davis. I'd love to be able to play a part in the final home game so I can say goodbye to the fans. Oh, mate. That guy is pulling at my heartstrings right now. He's absolutely pulling at my heartstrings. Oh my. Where is Davis? There he is, mate. We're going to slot you in the back. Why not? Here we go. Final home game of this Premier League season against Crystal Palace. We've slotted Harry Davis in for what is probably going to be his final game. I think he might be retiring at the end of the season. Certainly not renewing his contract. He is a bit old. So, yeah, it's going to be a good send-off for him. Hopefully we can win in, I guess, what would amount to being his testimonial game for Grimsby. So, yeah, we'll put him in. We are going to listen to his wishes. Why the hell not? Renato Pereira. Oh, good save from Pereira there, though. I don't like the goalkeeper drills. Never like the goalkeeper drills.
What a lovely day for football.
Here we go. Let's go. You know what we're going to do? We're going to pass it back to Davis. Look at that. Davis gets the ball.
It's their last game in their Premier League season.
Here we go.
Against Grimsby, and they take on Crystal Palace.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Cabral cuts back inside. Oh, Sanchez Ribas looks to curl one with his left foot just outside of the far post there. Goalkeeper, yeah, did look a bit worried, didn't he? Control that, Davis. Oh.
Drama at the bottom of the table is pretty much over because these teams now in the relegation zone being cut adrift.
The Vecchi.
Not able to take full advantage of a good position.
The Vecchi goalkeeper makes a save there. Oh, no way. The Vecchi definitely, the goalkeeper, the Luis Pereira, definitely looked like he had a touch on it. Or maybe only a slight touch, but not convinced that that was the Vecchi kicking it. Oh, look at that, the sweaty goal. I don't care, the sweaty goal. Cabral combining with Sanchez Ribas for that sweat. Look at that, easy. Sanchez Ribas, 14 goals. I think Mason Greenwood and Sanchez Ribas are going to finish fairly close in terms of the goal scoring for us in this first season.
So there's no doubt that this guy's been dominating these stories.
Harry Davis, oh man.
And you can understand why. He has definitely announced his retirement.
Oh, he has announced retirement. Oh no. Davis, look at that.
They've got to find a replacement for this fella, and that's not going to be easy.
That's it. Give it back to Davis. Let him have as much of the ball as we can.
And he's got a goal to tell us about.
It's a goal for Arsenal. 14 minutes.
There we go. I mean, do you know what I might do at the end of this game? I might, once it's put to bed, I might stick Harry Davis up front. Oh, Sanchez Ribas. I might stick Harry Davis up the middle of the pitch, just to see if we can have him score in what would be his final game for Grimsby Town. He is a long-serving player for Grimsby. You know, he's been fantastic in the dressing room for us all season, despite not featuring much. Yeah, he's been fantastic for us. Davis, stay on him, Davis, stay on him. Oh, unlucky Davis, unlucky Davis. Davis, what a good interception that is there. Cabral. Plays it forward to Sanchez Ribas. Sanchez Ribas looking to get goal side. Oh, he just shrugs off his man. Oh, looks to play it through to De Vecchi, who was there at the far post. Cabral's there to support though. Here we go, Mason Moore. Plays it to Davis. Davis back to Moore. Greenwood. Oh, easy as you like. Mason. Greenwood. There we go. Call me on my cell phone, mate. Call me on the cell phone. That's what I'm talking about.
There he was, and very, very coolly taken.
There we go, Mason. Was that 18 goals, was that? Slightly better than Sanchez Ribas, but both of them playing really, really well with each other at the top of the pitch throughout the entirety of the season. If one of them is not scoring, then it's the other, and you know the other person is 9 times out of 10 that player that becomes the assist provider for the goals. So it's been fantastic. Lombo Suarez, ball over the top. It's an ambitious one. Cabral's there just to mop up at the back. Look at that. Take it in your stride. Pass it to Davis. Davis.
The hosts have controlled
Brilliantly
possession
well
here
done
so far.
there.
The way they've played, the way they've been clinical in front of goal, it's difficult to see a way back.
Oh, Cabral, Cabral, Cabral.
If they can continue
Ref, that's
in
ours. Well
this
done,
vein.
ref.
They've
Well
been
done,
so
ref.
good out here today.
Here we go. Mason plays it back to Lombo. Lombo making a surging run forward. I think Lombo's got a mean shot on him, if I'm being honest. But so does Sanchez. Oh, so does Sanchez rebounds, but defender steps in, makes a last-ditch challenge, a vital one as well. Corentin Jean. Cabral, stay on him. Good. Look at that. Cabral's defensive work rate is fantastic indeed. Look at that. Look at that. You see De Vecchi on this near side. He's going to cut back inside, obviously. Through ball. No one's there. No one's there to capitalise on that knockback. But 2 minutes here at the end of the first half added on, and the referee is going to blow his whistle. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Now he is. Now he is. There we go. There's the half-time whistle. 2-0. 2-0. Fantastic stuff from the lads. Didn't actually get a chance to see how Bournemouth were doing there. If Bournemouth lose and we win today, then we will jump above them into 9th spot in the Premier League in our first season, which isn't too bad considering, you know, the amount of teams that are, you know, I mean, there's at least the top 6 sides, and then you've got the likes of Everton, Watford, who are surprising everyone, Leicester. So, you know, to be finishing 9th or 10th this season is a fantastic effort from all of the lads involved. Davis with a fantastic challenge there in his final game for us. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Greenwood run. Greenwood is on the run. Oh, easy as you like. Fantastic counter-attacking play. Look at that. He's doing the old Paulo Dybala celebration there.
Well, he's doubled up here with his second goal.
What a counter-attack that was. Absolutely sensational.
Well, it's not easy to find the spirit here that they're going to need in these circumstances as they kick off again.
Fantastic. Next time there's a break in play, you know what we're going to do now? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to stick Davis up the top of the pitch. We're going to try and get Davis a goal in his final game. Because why the hell not? We're going to stick Ampadu in the back for Sanchez Ribas. Harry Davis is going to be playing as a striker for us alongside Mason Greenwood. This is going to be interesting. Hopefully we can get Davis a goal in his final game for us. Retiring at the end of the season, he has been a fantastic, you know, I guess, what do you call it? Not saviour, hero, fantastic servant. That's the word I'm looking for. He's been a fantastic servant to Grimsby Town. Not really featured too much last season or this season, but his presence in the dressing room will be missed for sure. And like I say, it'll be fantastic if we can get him on the score sheet in his final game in charge. Oh.
We're back here again thanks to Alan McInally.
Get it away, get it away.
It's about decision here. Which player is he going to pass it to?
Going to pass it to us, mate. That's what he's going to do. Cabral just can't get it under control though, but he wins it back fantastically well.
Our man today, Alan McInally. He's got a goal to tell us about.
Greenwood. Oh, Harry Davis. Harry Davis, make that run, Davis, make that run.
Oh, it's got to be.
Oh!
Terrific stop.
Oh, Davis, almost. Do you know how good that would have been? Oh,
And the winger now
that would have been so good for Davis. See if we can whip it in. Oh, just can't get it under control. We're trying to get Davis a goal. Oh, we just chopped him down, Oh my god, what kind of defending is that?
Palace about to make a change here.
Davis.
Here's Davis.
Davis.
Greenwood.
Looking for Davis. Ah! Oh! I'm trying to get Davis a goal, man. I'm trying to get Davis a goal. It's his final game for us. Come on, man. The game is all but won already. We just want to get Davis's goal. Just want to get him a goal. I don't actually know how many goals he has scored for us in our time in charge of Grimsby, but I can't imagine there's too many. He's definitely pulling it back for that challenge. No doubt about that. No doubt about that at all.
Players got no complaints.
Corner played in.
Oh, why'd you pass it straight back out to them? Oh my gosh. Come on. Ampadu. That was Ampadu's mistake. Oh well. Well, let's go. Davis, make the run. Davis, what are you doing? What are you doing, Davis? There we go. Here we go.
3-1 it is now, the scoreline. It's not a goal that's going to count too much except the personal locker of the player who scored it. But for the supporters, I suppose they've seen their team notch again.
Oh, Davis! Oh, almost getting a dream goal on his final game here at home. Oh, that would have been something to write home about in the newspapers tomorrow, but unfortunately wasn't to be. There's still time though, there's still time.
7 minutes left on the clock.
7 minutes to be precisely. Thank you very much, Alan McAnally, or not Alan McAnally, whoever that is in commentary.
At Manchester City, there has been a goal.
Clive Tilsley, someone, I don't know.
Second goal for Manchester City. 4 minutes remain. 2-0.
Please, come on. Go on, Lins. Where's Davis? Davis, don't drop deep.
Greenwood. A chance.
Davis, make that run. Davis. Davis. I'm trying so hard to get this guy to score a goal, man. Obviously he's a defender and I've stuck him up the top of the pitch. Oh, Davis. Davis, please. No! No! Oh, I mean, we won 3-1, but that was a perfect opportunity. Why did I hit it so hard? He was through. He was through in on goal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh well, it's 3-1. Fantastic end to the season. One viewer but screening for a long time, yeah, man. Yeah, like I don't really do this for the views. I do it because I enjoy it. I don't, you know, if people want to watch me play this, then I don't really mind. If people come and watch me play it, obviously I appreciate it. But yeah, it's what I do. I don't really care if I'm not putting in the viewers. I just do it for fun. Can't defeat Grimsby Town twice for sure. There we go. End of the season. Do we finish in 9th? Yes, we do. Bournemouth, I think Bournemouth must have lost their final game, so we do overtake them into 9th place. Let's just sort out the training. See how we do. I mean, still under the hour-and-a-half mark. We've obviously got a bit of sort of maintenance to do with this team. Let's have a check. How much money do we get this season? Oh, 144 million. Oh, oh, that will do nicely. Look at the profit. Almost £300 million profit there. Wow. I will happily accept that. Damn, Daniel. Look at that. Youth player wants out. Pedro Ramirez wants out. Not sure how good this geezer is, but let's have a look. Where is Pedro Ramirez? Oh, he's a young centre mid. 82 to 88 isn't bad, but we're going to release him because his overall is just not good enough at the moment. We need to potentially sign up, you know, just get a complete set of 5-star scouts and send them to Brazil, Argentina and England and just see what they can pull us back with. Just to find anyone really. Oh man. 144 million for making it in 9th place in the Premier League. I mean, I don't know what the increments are like, but it's still a lot of money, man. To make £300 million profit this season is absurd. I mean, we finished 8 points behind Leicester, but it's I think that's a decent effort. You know, that's a decent effort in our first season in the Premier League to finish 9th. It's where we were expected to finish, mid-table. So again, I'm not going to complain at all. Harry Clifton, mate. You're not going to sign a new contract. I'm sorry, dude. I know you're still relatively young, but you're not great. Check out the players in the youth academy. We got goalkeeper who's good. We got Max Phillips, CDM is decent. We got Dylan Wilson, who's 85 to 94 rated, or potentially rated right back, and we got Sean Murphy on the opposite side, 88 to 94, so even better left back. So we've got some good fullbacks. We've also got Callum Cooper, who is going to be challenging Dylan Wilson for a starting spot. But Dylan Wilson is 65 overall already, so he's looking fairly decent. And we've got Victor Jimenez, the left back as well. So we've got good couple of fullbacks in the squad. Like I say, guys, we finished the season in 9th place in our first season in charge of Grimsby Town in the Premier League. So fantastic performance all round. We made 144, or we got 144.5 million for finishing in 9th. We've made about £300 million profit this season. I can't ask for more, really. The team has come on leaps and bounds. You know, we are in 2025. So obviously when I started, it was, you know, the 2019-2020 season, or whatever, 2018-2019 season. But yeah, it's been a good journey. Still not finished yet. But like I say, I mean, I am open to managing other teams. If anyone wants to let me know what team they would like to see me manage, then I will. I'll certainly investigate managing them. Maybe a second tier Spanish team, or a second tier like German or French team. I think that would be very fun to experiment around with. Go to a foreign league. Slovenia, no, I'm sorry, I'm only accepting an offer from England, and you are not England, so I'm sorry about that. Coming up to the end of the season, a couple more training sessions left here. Getting our young players up. Now, Marquez de Oliveira got a decent amount of defensive attribute increases there from Marquez de Oliveira. Harry Clifton, I'm not signing you to a new contract. I apologise in advance for that, but you're just not good enough for me at the moment. Swimming forward to the end of the season of fire, Marquez de Oliveira. This is the end of what, season 6 is it? In charge of Grimsby Town, yeah, so 6 seasons. It would have been 2019. So fantastic performance from all the lads, really. Assistant manager, players returning from loan. Oh yeah, we loaned out quite a few players, didn't we? Jordan Rose, Dylan Cox, Clifford Morrow, Nicholas Dufresne, and Martin Cordero, and Stefan Fowey. Not sure how they're doing. Let's have a look at the team. Well, we can't even have a look at the team, but we'll investigate how our youth loaned out players did last season. Oh my god, look at that. Patrick Bailey's agility is up to 93. Maybe we need to take him out of training. He is up to 83 rated overall himself as well. So, sim forward to the end of the season. We're delighted to have you stay on board. That I am more than happy to stay on board, of course. So, yeah, can't really complain at all about that. Like I say, if you guys have any players that you want me to sign now in this season, just let me know, and I will try my best to try and sign them up. Obviously, no guarantees, depends on how much money we are given this season. I'm hoping that it's a fairly decent amount, considering we made £300 million profit last season. Oh, this looks like a funky as hell colour. Whoa. Alright. Got a couple of minutes left. I mean, like I say, I like to try and keep it to an hour and a half stream. Coming up to 8:30. I've got a busy day ahead of me tomorrow. Need to be up relatively early. Don't want to stream too late, but see how it goes. I mean, it's been okay so far. I haven't had as many people watching today, but you know what can you do? What can you do? But yeah, we're just swimming forward now at the end of this season. Gonna, of course, look at the free agent list, and of course, if you guys, like I say all the time, if you have any players that you want me to sign, just let me know, and I'll definitely investigate trying to sign them up. Not sure how much money we're going to be given by our board, but we made £300 million profit at the end of last season, so by far and away a lot more than what we were expected to make. So, I mean, a lot of that was down to us finishing in 9th. We'll see how it goes. Pre-season tournament invite. We got to go for this one. We're going to go straight down the middle, actually, because it's 11,070,000. I mean, got the likes of Bayern Munich, PSG, and Barcelona in there, but we're going to go for it. We are going to go for it without a shadow of a doubt. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at only £31.29 million transfer budget. That is absolutely nothing at all. Absolutely nothing at all. Youth development is high. Signed 2 youth players to the senior squad in the same season they were scouted. Play them in 10 matches either as part of the starting 11 or coming on as a sub. Wow. Signed 3 players in your youth academy assigned to the defender position. Within 2 seasons, have at least 3 players from the youth academy assigned in the first season play at least 30% of the games in the next season. That should be okay. Sign 1 crucial first team player assigned to a midfielder or a forward position. We could do that. Premier League, they want us to finish in the Champions League place. Wow, so they want us to finish top 4 this season. Oh my word. And they want us to reach the semi-final of the FA Cup. A lot of pressure on us. £45 million profit at the end of the first transfer window. Okay. And then reduce player wages by 45k. That's probably not going to happen. So we're definitely going to be looking to sell some of our players. If they want us to make 45 million, that's all we can do. Is try and sell some of our players. We're going to do what we always do, though. Let's go into the free agent list quickly at the end of this episode, see how it's looking. Drop a couple of scouts on some players if they look half decent. Not sure what we're going to find, but obviously last season, or at the start of last season, we found Devechi in the right wing position, which was phenomenal. And yeah, you know, he came in as an 85 rated player straight off the bat, and he was, you know, worth 50 million when we signed him. He's obviously probably went on to like double in price. Certainly put in a lot of good performances for us this season. And you guys know how we do. The free agent list is always one to look at for hidden gems, certainly in seasons down the line. When they do start to do automatically generated players, it's always good fun to check the free agent list to see what you can find. Are we going to be able to find any centre-back players in the free agent list who are going to be half decent for the team? Help us reinforce this squad going into this season, considering we're expected to, you know, make it deep in the FA Cup. Really put in a lot of effort in the Premier League as well, so we're going to need all the help that we can get, whilst also trying to maintain some of the financial objectives that we have been put under for this season. The 25-26 Premier League season. Have a look at the CDMs. Is there anyone here that tickles my fancy? Not at the moment. I mean, there are some players who look decent, but they're not quite what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a player that I'm looking for another Devechi in a different position is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for just any player who comes in and is just bang 88 free agent. Give me some of that, but I highly doubt we'll find anyone on the free agent list. This guy looks okay, I guess, comparatively speaking to everyone else. CM, now a good CM wouldn't go amiss. Luca Catrone could be okay. Ooh, you could be decent as well. No one stands out so far, but still look. This is something that I enjoy doing, is just finding these random players on the free agent transfer list. I'll probably go through this and then end the stream at the end of going through the free agent list. Not really found anyone sensational yet. We're still looking. Jeremy Yao could be okay. Ivorian Coast player. Ivory Coast, Ivorian, whatever you want to, yeah. Cam, do we have any Cam? Brandon Buckley, wow. Thomas Valquist, looks okay, I guess. No one sensational there, and then let's just have a look at the attackers. Is there going to be a fantastic striker that we can find on this free agent list? Probably not. You're probably the closest thing to it. We are looking for young players on the free agent list as well, so and there might be some good older players, but young players is where it's at. So we can't find anyone there. Like I say, guys, that's where we're going to end the stream today. Finished 9th in our first season in the Premier League with Grimsby Town. What more can I say? It's been fantastic. So yeah, like I say, start of next stream, we're going to be coming up against Shanghai, SPG, and Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain in the preseason tournament, the Asia Champions Trophy or whatever they want to call it. So it's going to be interesting. We expect it to finish in a Champions League spot at the end of this season and also go deep into the FA Cup, making it through to the semi-final, which I don't know if we're going to be able to do. We're going to certainly try and recruit some players and reinforce our team a bit and increase the amount of squad depth that we have, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. Like I say, guys, we're going to end it here, so I will see you in the next stream. Bye!